Okay guys, this time we've got a battle against PokeRealisticLuv, or in other words, I want to go in bed with Ash because he is so powerful that he never went back for the Pidgeot that he abandoned. That was random. Anyway, he leaves with a Kangaskhan, and that fake out does a lot, and I'm thinking shit. But since he's a lead and it has fake out, I'm thinking that he probably has Scrappy instead of Early Bird, which makes me safe to go for the Hypnosis. So now that Kangaskhan can go sleep with that Ash, which will probably abandon him in some random route 2 and never go back for it, which is probably what he did to that Pidgeot of his. So I U-turn onto my Cutileon, and I'm glad I brought my Cutileon because he has a Kecleons, and in my mind I was thinking, okay, he will never want to stay in on a Glaceon, and I know he's gonna switch, so I'm just gonna set up a substitute, and out comes a Kecleon, and I'm like, Hidden Power Ground, and then I'm gonna Ice Beam, and that thing will get killed to death. So he takes quite a long time to think here, and on MSN he was like, this is why I'm thinking of putting Seismic Toss on my Kecleons. So I go for the Hidden Power Ground as I've said I would, and that his Sucker Punch doesn't even break my sub. I know Glaceon has base 110 defense, but wow, even I wasn't expecting that. So I go for the Ice Beam here, and it still doesn't kill that damn Kecleon, and I'm thinking, you know, subbing isn't a good idea. I mean, yeah, in theory it is a good idea, but I don't want to be a jerk, because if he took that long to think, I really don't think that he has a counter to Glaceon. So out comes a Medicham, and I'm thinking, you know, maybe I really should have subbed. I really should stop playing nice guy because I kept losing, and then some YouTuber will keep commenting, oh my god, you keep losing. So I send out my Physical Wall, which is my you're too slow, and then he has a Porygon 2, and I'm thinking, jeez, really? Am I dreaming? Why is everyone spamming me with Medicham and P2 in NU now? Jeez. So I sent out my Yon Mega because as a death fodder, and I was hoping he would go for the Toxic so that I can get a free Screech in before I die, but that's not the case because he's a mini and runs the Agility Porygon 2 as well. So out comes my Quack Draxis because I'm specially defensive. Oops, I said that out loud, didn't I? And out comes a Haunter, and I'm not thinking, what? Seriously? So he goes for the Energy Ball, and I don't die. I was like, wow. And in my mind I was thinking, okay, he's Scarfed, and I'm gonna go to my own Scarf with my Flash Dash to take that Energy Ball because I can. And now I'm gonna go for the Flare Blitz stupidly because I'm thinking to myself, I haven't seen a Fire Resist on his team yet. But out comes this P2 and traces my Flash Fire. I'm like, dope, facepalm. So yeah, I mean, I read the description of Flare Blitz. It said the user cloaks itself in fire and charges at the foe. I mean, if my flames don't do anything because of the Flash Fire, doesn't my tackle do anything at all? So I'm just gonna go to Cutileon because she's the hardest hitting thing I have on my team, and Ice Beam doesn't quite do anything, and then you know, stuff. So I'm gonna send out my Hunter because he's back for revenge. And yeah, I'm too lazy to put that thing in. That, you know, that Shadow the Hedgehog revenge thing. So he sends out his Physical Wall, probably his Nidoqueen, and I get the first turn Poison Point Parahex. No, Poison Hex. Not that I care. I mean, yeah, it is 30% chance. It's not that rare to see Poison Point. So I went for the Heat Wave. It does pretty much the same as the return. In fact, I think it did even less, which sucks. And he's able to get off a layer of Toxic Spikes, and then I go for the Brave Bird. It still doesn't kill, and I'm like, damn. So he rolls me out to my you're too slow, and because I have kills on my back, I get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes. I'm not talking sense. And he's able to set up his Stealth Rocks as well, and I'm like, dude, really? Do you know what's the you know the definition of overkill, man? And yeah, I do think I forgot to mention that he's from Singapore as well. I mean, I never realized that I had an accent until I watched his videos. I was like, oh wow, dude, you are a hardcore Singaporean. So out comes my Flash Dash, and because he doesn't have that Flash Fire, I'm able to Flash Fire it to a Fiery and die, duck. This is This is why you should never be spamming NU, because you will get burnt to death. So out comes his Kangas gun, which is a very good move on his part, because I'm gonna die from recoil, because Kangas guns have buttload of HP. So I'm gonna die. Anyway, I'm gonna send out my crack Draxis here because, well, I'm gonna die anyway. And then he sends out his Haunter, which energy balls me, and I'm thinking, yes, I have a chance of winning this. I know that Haunter is Scarf, and I can set up an agility on my Pidgeot. And then he decides to go boom, and I'm thinking, what? You're not Scarf? And then apparently he's Sash. So that's a good game, PRL, and goodbye, peoples.